Welcome, all. It's time for another exciting edition of your favorite English show. Well, I hope it's your favorite English show. It's the show with no name, and it's time for liftoff.
10, 9,
Countdown
8,
with me,
7,
folks.
6,
5, 4. Come on, you know the
3,
rest.
2,
Let's do this.
1, 0. Ignition.
Come on.
Liftoff. Liftoff.
We've got this, folks. Let's get this thing off the ground. Buena expresión. Let's get this thing off the ground.
Get ready. Hold on.
All right.
Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
the show with no. It's show with no name time on Fun Radio. It's a show with no name.
Let's go. Welcome. Welcome, my amazing amigos. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us on the show today, and honestly, every day. And whether you're tuned in live, because some of you, well, you're able to be here with us day in, day out, dia tras dia, day in, day out. You're able to be here with us participating live. But there are so many people who are with us every day, and maybe they listen to it via podcast, or they listen to it later on. We love you just the same, folks. And it doesn't matter what country you're listening from. Doesn't matter what your English level is, your walk of life, tu condición social. We all have something in common here. We are explorers. I call my students, because, students, that doesn't sound, I don't know. It's missing that flair, esa chispa. I prefer to call you English explorers. And that's exactly what you guys are. Exploring your English every day. And remember this, aside from the show with no name, you've got the weekly show, FYI, for your English. You can follow it wherever you get your podcasts. And last week, we took a look at, I think, a pretty valuable lesson, because many of you work in corporations. These enormous entities have been gaining ground at breakneck speed. Consumerism has become our society and has subsequently seeped into every aspect of our lives. We babble on about our favorite brands as if they were some sort of personal coat of arms. However you slice it or dice it, the mission of these greedy, gargantuan juggernauts all boils down to one thing: the bottom line, making moolah. We'll uncover the complex culture of corporations on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
English.
You got it. You got it, folks. Every Friday you get an episode. This coming week, we are going to be taking a look at fire. So that's going to be a lot of fun, too. It's one of the basic elements. And obviously, something I try and do in every episode is I like to draw a parallel between the topic that we're looking at and pop culture. So, like, for example, we looked at fire. Well, how many songs are there out? I'm sure you can think of a few off the top of your head, but there are a lot of songs out there that have to do with fire, tons of songs and movies and all that jazz. So that's kind of the idea behind FYI, to really immerse yourself in a topic every week. And if you guys are in my community, well, you know, you get a bonus episode. You can get accompanying PDF documents as well. And most importantly, well, you will be a part of a community, which I think that's an awesome thing. A community of people that you have a lot in common with. And it's a lot of fun. Every week we indagamos, we delve into a different topic. And if you haven't heard a topic that you'd like to hear about, just let me know. In fact, the best episode suggestions have come from y'all, vosotros. And thanks again for helping us get over 600,000 downloads.
Hey, Alberto, it's your mother. Just wanted to say congrats on 600,000 downloads. We're very proud of you.
Yeah, congrats, Daddy. That is awesome. Great job. Keep it up. Next stop, 1 million.
That's right. Amazing. And thank you again. None of that would be possible without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You are truly a blessing. Una bendición. All right, folks. And let me just remind you of this week's question of the week. Question of the week. All right, amigos, question of the week. This is where I ask you to delve into a certain topic, but this time, well, not just a topic, it's more of a question, but it revolves around a topic. And this week, the topic is success. And the question is, how do you measure success, amigos? Do you measure it in money? I know many people who do. Your bank account, right? The bigger your bank account, the more successful you are, right? I don't agree with that. But it seems like there's a whole culture built on that. I always, something that pisses me off, it grinds my gears, is this like millionaire worship, or I should say billionaire. Ahora ser millonario no es nada, right? Like where people are like, oh, he has 55 billions and the other one has 99 billion, 0.5, and he's number. Great. Good for them. And I'm not a jealous guy, but that doesn't tell me anything about what kind of person you are. In fact, a lot of them, they start these organizations and charities, ONGs, to clean up their image, right? They invest money every year in charities and things like that, when really they're ripping people off, right? To rip off is timar. Great word over there. So there's my take. But that's not my answer. I'm just telling you, a lot of people define success by financial success. And I get it. That's what we've been taught. We live in a material world, like Madonna said. So how do you define success? What is success to you? How do you measure success? If you know your answer and you'd like to participate, send me a 1-minute voice message, introduce yourself, and tell us how you measure or how you define success. Always introduce yourself so we know who we're listening to, and send it to me before Friday, as always, because on Fridays we have our question of the week section. And I've already heard from Laura and Jose Maria. Great job, Laura and Jose Maria. If you'd like to participate, it's real simple. Send me, you all know how to send a voice message. You all do it on WhatsApp, right? Well, send that to my email address. Write it down, jot it down. It's alonso@grupovon.com. And literally, we look forward to hearing from you, hearing your voice. Cuidado con esa. To look forward to más ing. We look forward to hearing from you. So participate if you haven't. And if you have, keep up the wonderful work, amigos. All right. Well, speaking of participation, I think it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz examen sorpresa here on the show with no name. And today we're going to take a look at some English that we'll use when we are traveling. And I imagine most of you like to travel. Well, I know some people who are homebodies. Do you know that word? Homebody? A homebody is somebody who doesn't like to leave their home. Kind of like a hermit. Well, a hermit is the extreme. Ermitaño, I think you say, or something like that. Well, we say a hermit. But a homebody is somebody who prefers to be at home, right? But I know many of you have itchy feet. What? ¿Te pican los pies? Yeah, well, you got to wash them better. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not talking about athlete's foot here. No. I'm talking about to feel the need to travel. If you have itchy feet, como decimos, te pican los pies. You have itchy feet. Tienes ganas de moverte. Well, then today's material is right up your alley. Justo lo que te va a gustar a ti. We're going to take a look at Inglés para viajar. It's available at the Von Tienda. As with many of our Vaughn materials, it comes with audio, over 2 hours of audio, and it's got over 1,000 different phrases in English. 1,000 phrases, useful phrases that you can use when you're traveling. And then you've got 500 key words as well that you'll need to know. You know, a word such as aduana, you need to know that. I mean, it's good to know that kind of stuff. You know, la cinta, when you got to go get your suitcases. So this is, objetos perdidos. This is stuff that when you realize you need to know it, it's usually too late. So don't get caught out there. Que no te pillen desprevenido. Get our Inglés para viajar. It's available at the Von Tienda. And cool, I'm just noticing here, they recommend English everywhere as well, and Guía de Supervivencia. So you've got a lot of different materials at the Von Tienda that will help you get by, salir del paso. And not just get by in style. All right, well, let's listen to something from Inglés para viajar. And then I've got a mission for you, amigos.
Key phrases for going on a cruise.
All aboard, todos a bordo. Puedes ver el amanecer desde la cubierta.
You can see the sunrise from the deck.
Están sirviendo bebidas en la pasarela.
They're serving drinks on the gangway.
Los botes salvavidas están en la parte de atrás del barco.
The lifeboats are located at the back of the ship.
Asegúrate de llevar a tus niños a la sala de juegos y al cuarto de juegos.
Make sure you take your kids to the game room and the playroom.
Hay un espectáculo esta noche empezando a las 7.
There's a show tonight starting at 7.
Tenemos clases de baile en el salón de baile después de la cena.
We have dance classes in the ballroom after dinner.
Puedes encontrar chalecos salvavidas en tu cabina si los necesitas.
You can find life jackets in your cabin if you need them.
Si suena la alarma, asegúrense de irse todos a la cubierta.
If the alarm sounds, everybody must go to the deck.
Deberíamos estar llegando al puerto en más o menos 10 minutos.
We should be getting to the port in about 10 minutes.
La sala de control está abierta para quien quiera echarle un vistazo.
The control room is open for anybody who would like to have a look.
All right, folks. Well, there you go. That's for going on a cruise. And I've got to say something. Finally, you know what? I can give you this news because I'm sure it's official. We've already put money down. To put money down is poner una señal, a deposit, right? When you put money down. And folks, I'm going on my first cruise this summer. I can't believe it. I've never been on a cruise. Those of you who have listened to the FYI episode on cruises, well, you'll know that's something that's been on my bucket list for decades, since I can remember. And finally, this summer, I'm going on a cruise, and wait for it. I'm going on a cruise with my family, right? With mom, with my wife, with my daughter. And it's not just any old cruise. No es uno cualquiera. Folks, we are going on the Disney cruise this summer. So if you listen to the FYI episode on cruises, I'm going to have to update it because I said, oh man, I am dying to go on a cruise. And my daughter's dying to go to Disney. So we kind of mixed it all together. And it's going to be her first cruise. My wife's been on a cruise. She was she did a cruise down the Nile, El Nilo, when she was younger with her dad. But this will be a cruise around the Mediterranean and in true Disney style. I don't know who's more excited, my mom, my wife, my daughter, or myself. So let's review some vocabulary. If you haven't heard the FYI episodes on cruises, give them a listen. I think you guys will enjoy it. At least it'll take you on a cruise in your mind. All right, here's the challenge I have for you. I have 3 challenges, and I want to make sure you guys were paying attention there. The first word, and I want you to use them all in context, right? Because if you're not using them in context, all you're showing me is that you know the word. What I want to know is that you know how to use the word, not just know it. Knowing it is part of it. It's half the battle. Lo tienes medio hecho. But then you have to put it into context and use it to put it into its natural habitat, as I always say. All right, the first word is cubierta. Okay, give me all 3 in the same comment. That'll make things easier, okay? Use it in context. And by the way, the word cubierta, that could be a triple trouble, meaning that it has many more than 2 meanings. It has 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. So we'll take a look at that as well. The second word I didn't know in Spanish. So thanks, Inglés para Viajar. The second word is pasarela. Pasarela. Now, I knew the word when we talk about pasarela para modelos, but I didn't know the word pasarela when we're talking about a ship. All right? And the third one, and this one you should also know if you're an FYIer, because we had an episode on dancing. So, the third one is salón de baile. All right, so you've got to use all three of those words that we heard in Inglés para viajar and use them in context. The first one is cubierta de un barco, de una nave, de un barco, right? We're talking about ships, we're talking about cruises, everything in context. The second one, pasarela, but again, not the one used in Fashion Week. And number three, salón de baile. There's your pop quiz. Good luck.
Stop making resolutions and start making progress with your English in the new year. We've got something for everyone under the sun. Every level, every age, every budget. Grupo Vaughn has got you covered no matter what you're looking for. Whether it be master's courses, group or one-to-one classes, either online or in person. Vaughntown, a true immersion experience. Disney English and Vaughn Jr. for the kids. Oxford Test of English. Camps for kids of all ages. Online courses. And a wealth of other resources at vaughntienda.com. Stop by one of our centers for a free level test or a sample class from one of our top teachers. Why wait? There's no time like the present. Start the year off on the right foot. You can contact us at our website, grupovaughn.com, or give us a call at 911-385831. And make sure you're following us on social media. Let's get going. Pongámonos en marcha.
That's right, folks. What are you waiting for? Contact us and we can help you out. You can go to our website. It's grupovaughn.com. You've also got the phone number, which is 911-385831. And also, I think one of the best ways is stop by in person. If you're able to, if you live in a city where Vaughn is located, we'd love to meet you. So stop by. All right, amigos, we're taking a look at today's pop quiz. I plucked it right out of one of our books from our Vaughn Tienda, and it's called Inglés para Viajar, and it's by Victor Sanabria. And Victor Sanabria doesn't work with Vaughn anymore. He's currently living in New York City, and he's an awesome dude. I remember the other day, I said to you guys, I said, listen, I have met some of the most amazing people at Vaughn. So for me, Vaughn, again, it's more than just my job, but people here who are still here, past and present, I should say. And Victor is one of those people. And then you want to see how small of a world it is. We were literally living on the same block in New York City. And that is unheard of. And when I mean the same block, like we were both on 28th and 8th. It's incredible. 28th Street and 8th Avenue. Así es como se habla de las direcciones. And careful with that. That's a false friend. We don't say the directions. Directions es indicaciones. A la izquierda aquí, go straight, sigue recto. But una dirección de correo, dirección de casa is an address. Some people say address. That's an interesting one, right? It's like adult and adult. Address, address. Hey, tomato, tomato. You know how it goes. All right, let's see. We've got some amigos checking in here in our virtual classroom. Remember, if you can't participate live, you can always listen to the shows later. But just grab a pen, grab a notebook, and just jot down some notes. And then you'll remember those. Well, at least the odds, la probabilidad of remembering them increases. Also, whenever possible, say the vocabulary aloud, in voz alta, especially if something sounds weird. All right, we've got Born to Iron Man. He is ready to rock here in our group. What's up, buddy? And he says, morning, folks, morning. I thought of you this morning. Yes, me acordé de ti. I thought of you this morning because I'm working on an FYI episode, a future episode on extreme sports. And yes, the Ironman Triathlon is on that list. Folks, we are going to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at that vocabulary from our pop quiz. We also have our Say What soundbite. We've got our spelling bee, homophones, and so much more. So, stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in this part of the show. We're going to kick off with today's Say What soundbite. An extremely famous individual. Extremely. Then we've got our spelling bee. Well, we've got to check our pop quiz. We've got our spelling bee. We've got homophones and so much more. And all of this is to keep you having fun while you learn English. Hey, you might as well. If you need English, well, you might as well. No, pues ya que estamos, you might as well enjoy yourself in the process. It doesn't have to be boring. It's in your hands, also in the teacher's hands. That's why here at Vaughn, we pride ourselves. Nos orgullece. No, we pride ourselves, fíjate en la estructura, on having the greatest teachers in the world. And not just here on the radio. You guys are just getting the tip of the iceberg, if you will. We have got some truly amazing teachers. Find out more at our website, grupovon.com. Yeah. All right, amigos, it's time for the Say What soundbite. Say what? Yeah. You guys are lucky today. You've got an amazing communicator. A natural-born communicator. Innato, I think you say. We say a natural-born communicator. Somebody who was born to be in front of a crowd. Maybe you'll agree, maybe you'll disagree. Either way, that's just my opinion. This section is about you giving me your opinion. So, as always, give it a listen, and we'll see what you guys hear. Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before.
Whoa. Does anybody feel like standing up and like saluting the flag? Wow. Holy cow. As I said, a natural born communicator. If we could all, also I guess the inspirational music in the background helps, right? All right, well, let me give it to you a second time, and then we can discuss it. Here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before.
Hello?
Hey, Kyle, this is Chris. How you doing?
Good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, what do you have going on February 7th?
I have nothing going on. What do you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking we haven't done Vaughn Radio Trivia Night yet this year, and I'm available to host.
You know what? We haven't kicked off the year yet. I think that could be a great time.
Yeah, I was thinking we could host at Roll Madrid as usual. Is it available that night?
Absolutely. Amañel 23, Roll Madrid.
Perfect. That's Calle Amañel 23, yeah?
That's the spot.
Awesome. Great. I was thinking 8:30, because that's the usual time, right?
Yeah, that's the usual time. I think that way people will be familiar with it, and they'll know what to expect, which is a good time, as always.
Absolutely. I agree. So, perfect.
Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, February 7th at 8:30 p.m. Roll Madrid, Calle Amañel 23.
Hosted by the one and only Chris Frank.
Perfect. I'll see you there then, Kyle.
Looking forward to it.
Great. We'll talk soon.
See you there, folks. It's February 7th at 8:30 p.m. It's Roll Madrid, and it's hosted by Chris Frank, the host of frankly speaking. All right, let's see what we've got over here. We've got to take a look at today's pop quiz, and also we've got to see what you guys heard in the Say What soundbite. All right, let's go on over to our group, and let's see if anybody's got it. Oh, ouch. Ooh. I didn't think they were that hard. Okay. All right, no worries. That's what I'm here for. You don't have to know everything. In fact, I usually don't ask a question that I don't know the answer to, or that I can't find the answer to. All right, let's see what we've got then. The first word is cubierta. Cubierta. This word is deck. D-E-C-K. Deck. Okay? Now, as I said before, it's a really, really rich word. Ooh, tiene tanta chicha. It's a meaty word. All right? Deck. Cubierta. It's the floor of a ship. Right? And we are on deck, which also means in English, mira, ya estamos con otro uso, sin querer. On deck es te toca. You're on deck. Eres el próximo. Sales tú ahora. O sea, you're on deck, no eres... después de este vas tú. You're on deck. We use it in baseball. All right. Also, a double-decker bus. Es como una planta cuando hablamos también. Right? This is a triple-decker sandwich. It's got a triple... No, tres plantas. Tres cubiertas. Also, a deck of cards. A deck of cards. Una baraja. Right? A deck of cards. You've also got... In American homes, it's very common to have a deck. It's an extension of your house, like a patio extendido balcón de tu casa. You call it here plataforma. Well, it's, that's where you put your barbecue, and you can put some lawn chairs, outdoor furniture, muebles exteriores. A deck, very popular in the United States. Then you've also got decks, a mixing deck, DJs. So DJs use deck as well. To deck somebody is to hit them really hard. Oh, man, he decked him. They're watching a football game. He really decked him. Le tumbó, le derribó. To deck. Piénsalo, dana la cubierta. Oh, I decked you. He decked him on the deck of the ship. Toma, double trouble. Because I told him he was on deck. Porque le dije que le tocaba a él el próximo. All right? What else? Deck. Anything out? To deck out. Deck the halls with bells of holly. Fa la 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 la. I know it's not Christmas time, but it's never a bad time to learn. Deck. So to deck something out is to decorate it. Adornar. Deck the halls with los pasillos. Deck the halls with bows of holly. Fa la 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 la. And holly, a ver si me acuerdo. Muérdago? No. Muérdago is mistletoe. This is, a ver si me acuerdo, acebo. Oh, I had to really search my brain there. All right? And I'm looking for more expressions with deck. But I think that's it. Oh, hit the deck. Al suelo todos. Piénsalo. Otra vez, deck es la cubierta. Piénsalo. And if you think about a deck, like it's una extensión, ¿no? It looks like the deck of a ship. It's a wooden... No, la idea es igual. So again, when we look at a word, don't look at a word, look at an idea. What's the idea behind deck? All right? And anything else? On deck. En sus puestos. I need everybody on. You guys, you're on deck. And so you're next. If somebody's not playing with a full deck, no está muy ahí. All right? You're not playing with a full deck, man. No estás jugando con una baraja completa. If I tell you the deck is stacked against you, tienes la probabilidad en contra tuya. No. The deck is stacked, amontonado en contra ti. Okay? What else? Guys, that's like 7 or 8 meanings for that first word, deck. All right, the second word, pasarela. Now, what I'm going to do here, directamente buscarlo en español, and then we can look at all the different meanings. So, I said the one that models go on, it's called the catwalk. I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. I'm too sexy for Milan. You know it. You've heard the song, right? Everybody's heard the song. So that's catwalk. Or the runway. The runway también, que es la pista de despegue. Makes sense. A long stretch. No, un tramo largo ahí. All right, well, pasarela, in the nautical sense, is a gangway. A gangway. Okay? You could also call it in the non-nautical sense, in the more everyday sense, en el sentido cotidiano, a footbridge or a walkway. Tiene sentido. A walkway, un sitio donde caminar. Or a footbridge, un puente donde vas a pie, andando. So, puente pequeño, a footbridge or a walkway. En un barco, literalmente, it's called the gangway. And cuando nos referiríamos a la pasarela de modelos, we already know it. Sing it. On the catwalk, yeah, on the catwalk, I do my little turn on the catwalk. All right, I see we've got a lot of people participating. Let's check in. Well, let me give you that last one. Let me finish up here, and then we'll check your answers as well. You know, it's not good for me to start something and then leave it unfinished. I know myself very well. All right, so that last one we were looking for, salón de baile, is a ballroom. Another one we can learn from a song. So the man in the back said everyone attack, and it turned into a ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz. Said the man in the back said everyone attack, and it turned into a ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz, ballroom blitz. Cool song if you don't know it, Ballroom Blitz. All right, well, a ballroom is a place where you dance, where you have a ball, una gala, right? We had a ball at the ballroom. We were learning ballroom dancing. Esto es baile de salón. And if you remember, we had a ball. If you know AC/DC, they say, my balls are always bouncing. That's got a double meaning. Mis pelotas siempre están botando, right? But also, my balls, mis galas, siempre están marchosos, bouncing, ¿no? En ebullición. Gotta love that dog. AC, if you ever want to hear double entendres, AC/DC, man. All the way, you know. But just be careful because you might get thunderstruck. Atónito. Golpeado por el relámpago. Bueno, el thunder es el sonido. El relámpago is lightning. All right, let's take a look at what my show with no namers have to say. Anix, what's up? Looking forward to your question of the week. And I know it's going to be a great answer. What's great about Anix when she participates, and I think everybody will back me up here, your personality really comes through, and that's hard to do. So keep it up. Keep it up. She says, referring to the Say What soundbite, there's an American man speaking, and it sounds like a speech. Yeah, definitely. You know, it's not something he's saying off the top of his head. And he said something about achievement. I think he's talking about the USA. Yes, Anix. Great job, Anix. You're on fire. We've got Born to Iron Man. He says, there are behemoth ships. Oh, excellent word. Behemoth, gargantuan, no enorme, lo siguiente, right? There are behemoth. I know where you learned that word, Born to Iron Man. Where? FYI, creo, porque lo he usado ahí. Wow, impressive, that word, behemoth. Porque huge, okay, behemoth es, le deja huge en enano, okay? So there are behemoth ships with a lot of decks. Absolutely. And he says you can know about it on FYI. See, I knew it. I didn't even read your comment, but I had a feeling, I had a hunch. All right, he says, I walked through a footbridge on my honeymoon in Greece, but we didn't experience, we didn't experience dancing in the ship's ballroom. Well, that's cool. The footbridge is, it's a nice view. Think about it. It's where the captain has to use it. So this is where you get the best view of the ship, I imagine. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. I'm seriously. And if you listen to the FYI episode on cruises, you'll know why. There's a family reason. I was supposed to go with my late grandparents. Se supone que iba a ir con mis abuelos, difuntos, my late grandparents. We looked at Great yesterday. And you know where we were going to go? Naples, Pompeii. And you know where we're going? Naples, Pompeii, also stopping in France. So it's not only are we checking off a cruise off the list, it's going to be the same kind, almost the same cruise I was supposed to do with my grandparents before they passed, God rest their souls, you know. And it'll be my daughter's first cruise, and anybody who's a parent will know, happy kids, happy life, right? If the kids are having fun, you're free to have fun. Now, if the kids are not having fun, get ready. Great job, Born to Iron Man. Wonderful job. Annick and Born to Iron Man, kicking butt and taking names. Kicking butt and taking names. All right, anybody else before we move on to today's spelling bee? Going once, going twice. All right, folks. Well, then you know what time it is. It's time for today's spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to our spelling bee, probably one of the most challenging sections here on the show every day. But don't worry, the second round is for everybody. Round one, you better bring your A game. This is the big leagues, como decimos, right? The major leagues, the big leagues, viene de baseball, es en primera, you say, right? All right, here we go, folks. I'm going to give you some names right now, and we'll see if you can get these names. Everything must start with a capital letter. Is everybody ready? Here we go. The first one is T-Y space C-O-B-B. The second one is W-A-L-T-E-R space J-O-H-N-S-O-N. The next one is C-H-R-I-S-T-Y space M-A-T-H-E-W-S-O-N. The fourth one is B-A-B-E space R-U-T-H. The fifth one is H-O-N-U-S space W-A-G-N-E-R. The sixth one and last one is C-O-O-P-E-R-S-T-O-W-N, comma, space, N-E-W, space, Y-O-R-K. All right, amigos, and here's a little clue.
It's often called America's national pastime. We innately identify with it. We put it on a pedestal. But most of all, we get excited about the entire enthralling experience. There's nothing like the raucous roar of the crowd when they hear the crack of the ball against the bat. Grab your jerseys and mitts as we break down baseball on today's FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. That's right, folks. Learn all about baseball and learn all the idiomatic expressions that we use that are very common in the language while you learn English and learn about the all-American game, baseball. You can listen to that wherever you listen to your Vaughn podcasts. All right, it looks like we've got somebody taking a stab at our spelling bee, and that person is Born to Iron Man. Let's see if he's done his homework. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is correct. Oh, my goodness. And, oh, no. Now, I hate to do this to you. I'm going to give you an applause. I didn't do anything, but that's not a comma, right? And, well, if we're doing code on a computer, not the right code, right? If we're sending a ship into space, now it's an excellent, excellent job again. Wonderful. But an apostrophe and a comma are not the same thing. So let's see what we've got over here, my amigos. All right, this is round 2. The first one is, and I'm going to slow down now. I'll do it at a relatively normal pace. Un ritmo normalito. The first one is TY space COBB. The next one is WALTER space JOHNSON. The third one is CHRISTY space MATHEWSON. The fourth one is BABE space RUTH. The fifth one is HONUS space WAGNER. And the last one, COOPERSTOWN, comma, space NEW space YORK. There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, give it up for Born to Spelling Bee. Awesome job. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. But we're talking a little bit about baseball today. Today in 1936, they inducted the first inductees, right? So, if you get inducted, you're an inductee. Makes sense. And they were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and that was announced today in 1936. When we come back, we'll take a look at some idiomatic expressions that have to do with baseball. We saw one, we just looked at on deck. And what was one we saw yesterday? Ballpark. Más o menos. We'll see more when we come back. So, stick around.
Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the second half of today's show, or part 3, call it whatever you will. I hope you're learning and laughing with us, and I hope you listen to Vaughn Radio the rest of the day, where you will be challenged, entertained, and you might even learn something. You never know. Start your day with Richard Vaughn Live, the man who started this, the visionary himself. And then you've got the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams, where you're going to learn some real English. Not that polished crap. No esa mierda pulida. Hey, es lo que es. Then you got the master, the other master, Fitz. And he's got his program where he's got students just like you, and he puts them to the test every day. It's called No Excuses. It's the perfect way to warm up for this show every day. Then you've got... What have you got after that? Oh, yeah, the show with no name. Right. Then you've got Ximena Holiday with Test Your English. You've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. Speak Up with Ruby. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. The Salad with Dave Boyce. Kyle Miller's Drive Time. And our upcoming host of the Trivia Night, Chris Frank, and his new program, Frankly Speaking. All right, amigos, let's kick off with Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Show with no name.
All right, folks. It's time to take a look at some tricky words, or words that tend to be a little bit tricky. And our first word we're going to take a look at is curso. I know it's a word you're familiar with because some of you have even signed up. Fijaos, la D se une con el up. Apuntaros. Some of you have signed up for our Vaughn cursos, right? So, do you know how to pronounce that word in English? Curso. Hice un curso. Okay. Also, es curso de corriente, ¿no? De un río. What else? Grupo de estudiantes, we already know. Yeah, that's it, guys. So that's the first word is curso. Hice un curso. Tuve un curso. Okay. The second word is áspero o grueso. Okay. It's another word for it is rough when we're talking about sand, arena, or perhaps salt, la sal. Que no se dice salt, it's salt, like assault, asalto, right? Also, if we are talking about language, we're talking about palabras rudas, groseras, okay? So what are those two words? And do those two words sound exactly the same or not? Also, here's your Say What soundbite for the third time.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before.
All right, folks, there you go. I would tell you this. A lot of Americans would know that voice instantly. And I imagine many of you might not know the voice because you always have translators. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. All right, let's see. Well, difficult to hear the original voice. I guess it makes it easier to understand for people who don't speak the language. Of course, a translator makes your life easier. But then in the long run, if you want to learn English, well, it's better to expose yourself. And the sooner, the better. Cuanto antes, mejor. All right, let's take a look at our homophones or not. And the first person to participate is Daniela. Hello, Daniela. And Daniela, those are the correct words. Great job. She says they are homophones. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. He gives us the correct words. And he says they sound alike too. Anybody else? Or do you, I assume if you don't participate, you agree with them. Because if not, speak now or forever hold your peace. No, es lo que se dice en las bodas. Speak now or forever hold your peace. By the way, we have an FYI episode on weddings. Well, the reason I tell you is because wedding season is right around the corner. Before you know it, spring comes, summer, and, I've already got 2 weddings to go to this year. 2. And we're not even near spring or summer yet, so give it a listen. It's the FYI episode on weddings, and I tell you even about some of my own experiences. All right, but let's get back down to the nitty-gritty. Volvemos a lo importante. Today's homophones. Do these words sound the same? Well, the first word is course. No course, core, or. Suena como O-R. I took a course on pronunciation, and they told me that the word course, English course, and coarse salt are pronounced the same, and that's because they are. That's right. So coarse, coarse, and course sound exactly the same. And we use that one. We use coarse when we talk about salt, right? The salt was very coarse, right? Con partículas grandes. Áspero, again, sal gorda, coarse salt. So it's just, and I would prefer if you didn't use coarse language during our English course. So great job to our amigos who figured it out. That's Daniela and Born to Iron Man. Also, we need to take a look at our spelling bee words. As I said, we'll review a few idiomatic expressions that have to do, well, that they don't have to do with baseball. They come from baseball, but they're used in business all the time and in everyday life. You might know many of them because I use them frequently. The first one, to hit a home run. Another way to say it, to knock it out of the park, right? You really hit a home run in that presentation. You knocked it out of the park. You say arrasar, petarlo here in Spain. All right? What about to throw somebody a curveball? To throw somebody a curveball is to do or say something that they weren't expecting. Me tiraste una pelota ahí con efecto, con curva. You threw me a curveball. I wasn't expecting that question. And now I'm going to strike out, fracasar, to fail. If you strike out in baseball, it means you missed it 3 times. 3 strikes and you're out. So to strike out means literally that. It means to fail, to strike out. This one, oh man, how common is this one in business? To touch base. To touch base is to talk to somebody, to give them the information. No? Dime algo. Let's touch base next week. Okay? Another one that comes from baseball. To be on the ball. To be totally sharp. Espabilado. To be on the ball. To play hardball. To use aggressive tactics. You're not easy to negotiate with if you play hardball. Right? To step up to the plate. The plate is where you bat. Because you got First base, second base, third base, and home plate. Step up to the plate. Es te toca. Es tu turno. Right? You have to take responsibility. Right? And another idiomatic expression that I know we've used here on the show is right off the bat. Desde el primer momento. Inmediatamente. Right off the bat. Those are just a few of the idiomatic expressions that we can learn from baseball. Let's take a look at our baseball inductees. The class of 1936, as we would say. And number one is Ty Cobb. That word reminds me, well, first, it's the only one on, well, no, not the only one. There are two on the list that I know of. Now, I'm going to be honest. I love baseball, but I don't know too much about the stats and the history. I know about, when I used to go see it. So, but I do know the names Ty Cobb, which was number one, and Babe Ruth, which is number 4. When I think of Ty Cobb, I think of corn on the cob, mazorca. Aunque su nombre es C-O-B-B. Corn on the cob is C-O-B. And then the fourth one was Babe Ruth. There have been movies, books, tons of things about Babe Ruth. And Babe Ruth is also a candy bar. Yeah, that's true. It's a candy bar, very famous candy bar in the United States. Number 2 was Walter Johnson. Number 3, Christy Mathewson. Number 5, I definitely hadn't heard of. Honus Wagner is his name. Honus Wagner. And number 6, and that's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is located. I've got to admit, I've never been. I've never been to the Baseball Hall of Fame, but it's located in Cooperstown, New York. Cooperstown, New York. And that was today in 1936. They inducted the first class in the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right, well, amigos, we've got to move on. So I say we take it to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, folks. It's Name That Movie, only on the Show with No Name, and this is where we learn English from a movie. Could be a classic movie, could be a new movie, and could be a really crappy movie. A veces es una porquería. But we can still learn from it nonetheless. All right, let's see what we've got here. An overworked air traffic controller, takes his family on a beach vacation, but is soon beset by a series of mishaps. Okay? So let's unpack it there. To unpack is desempaquetarlo. Vamos por trozos. And overworked. Now, this is the, apúntate esta si no te apuntas nada en todo el programa hoy. Overworked, underpaid. La mayoría de la gente yo conozco está en esa categoría. Overworked, underpaid. A day late, $1 short. Es otra forma de decirlo. Un día tarde y me falta $1 siempre. So an overworked air traffic controller is ATC, they say here. It's the abbreviation, but you say controlador aéreo. He takes his family on a beach vacation, but is soon beset. Now, I've got to be honest with you. This word beset, we don't use very often, okay? But it's atacado por problemas, okay? Estar rodeado, estar atacado, asolado, it says here. I didn't know the word asolado there. But he is soon beset by a series of mishaps. And I guess you can almost figure out what the word mishap means, because miss is like misunderstand, mistake. So that's like a bad thing, right? When we hear miss. And a hap is happening, something's happening. So a mishap is a minor problem, a minor accident, un contratiempo, percance. It's a great word if you didn't know it. Mishap. we've had a little mishap. All right. Let's see if anybody's got it. We're missing Chris Valrol today, so we don't have our movie queen, but the movie is called Summer Rental. I remember this movie clearly. It's a movie that came out in 1985, and it stars the legendary John Candy, Juanito Caramelo, John Candy. And the tagline on the box, on the cover of the VHS en ese momento, was "Life is a beach." Ahora, eso, dependiendo cómo lo pronuncias, es una cosa o la otra, y son las inversas. So, vamos por partes. Aquí pone, "Life is a beach." La vida es una fiesta, una tómbola. Está bien, yo vivo como Dios, como quiero, is what you're saying. Life is a beach. No, piénsalo, tranquilo, me va bien. Now, if you say life is a bitch, la vida es perra. Okay, so very, 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 very big difference there. You know, say, so let's say both of them. Primero dime que la vida es horrible. Did you say life's a beach? No. It's life's a bitch. Life is a bitch. Y luego la segunda parte de la expresión, ¿sabes cuál es? Life's a bitch and then you die. I swear to God, I didn't write it. Y entonces la palmas. And when you're having a really good day and you're looking on the bright side, we say life's a beach. All right. So this is John Candy. He is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And what else over here? John Candy, Rip Torn. I love that actor's name. I always got a kick out of that. Rip, do you catch the irony there? La ironía. Rip Torn. So to rip something is romperlo. To tear something is tear, tore, torn. Somebody was having a laugh there. Somebody thought it was funny. Well, John Candy, I remember he was in a movie too. I don't know what you called it in Spain. It was called Uncle Buck in the United States. El Tío Buck. And John Candy played Uncle Buck. And this is where everybody, at least in the United States, realized that Macaulay Culkin was this cute, funny kid. And later we all know what happened. He went on to do Home Alone 2, and now he looks pretty sick. I hope he's okay, but he doesn't look too good. So yeah, John Candy was the man of the hour. He was unstoppable. And this was one of the 3 John Candy films that were released during the summer of 1985. One was called Volunteers. The other one was Splash. And the other one was Brewster's Millions. Splash, you know, he was in with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah. He always played the fat guy, but the fat, funny guy. ¿Se puede decir eso hoy en día? Or you're not allowed to say fat anymore? Well, he called himself fat. I mean, I'm sure if he was a thin little guy, maybe he wouldn't be as funny. I don't know. What else can we say about this movie? Well, if you haven't seen it, it's like the typical 80s movie where everything that can go wrong does go wrong, right? So let's take a look over here, my amigos. Ed says, "I'm sorry, mister, but she's worrying the whole world with her new knockers." Well, I'm sorry, mister, but she's worrying the whole world with her new knockers. Now, what comes to mind when I say the word knocker? Well, what do you do on a door? You knock. You knock on the door, right? So a knocker is aldaba, right? That thing that you use to knock on the door. Also, knockers are peras, and I don't mean the fruit. Yeah, we say pears too. Algunas cosas estamos de acuerdo. Tetas. Yeah, knockers. Have you guys ever seen Young Frankenstein? Speaking of movies. The king of puns, the punniest director out there is Mel Brooks. O sea, si pillas los chistes en las películas de Mel Brooks, bienvenido al club. Welcome to the punny club, where you understand double meanings. And so there's a famous scene where Dr. Frankenstein is taking Olga or Helga, I don't remember, and he's helping her out of the carriage, el carro matón or whatever you call it. And he's, bringing her to the door. And his face is right in her cleavage, su escote. It's right there. And he goes, but he's looking at the door and he goes, what knockers? And she goes, oh, thank you, doctor. Claro, the knockers is las aldabas, but also, what knockers? Oh, man, you got to love those kind of jokes because they stay with you for good, para siempre. And Mel Brooks, nobody does those like Mel Brooks, I should say. All right, let's see. So then Vicky answers, oh, be quiet, Ed. I just want his opinion. Ay, cállate, Ed. Solo quiero su opinión. And then Ed says, she's so insecure. Insegura, I think that's an easy one. Last night, she shoved them, and to shove is to push, no? So he shoved them in the clerk's face at the 7-Eleven, no? So los metió en la cara del dependiente de la alimentación del 7-Eleven. And I'll give you a good expression too. When push comes to shove, a la hora de la verdad, when push comes to shove, so I'll say the sentence again, she shoved them in the clerk's face at the 7-Eleven. Honey, relax, will you? Cálmate, no? They're beautiful. They look right, and they feel right. And Vicky says, yeah? And Ed says, mister, will you try them and tell her they feel right? Oh, my goodness. And he says, as a favor to me, como favor, hacia mí. And Jack cops a feel. To cop a feel is meter mano. Okay, to cop a feel. Cop como policía. To cop a feel. And Jack says, oh, yeah. Boy, those are so lifelike. It's ridiculous. Como la vida misma, realistas. They are so lifelike, como la vida, ¿ves? That it's ridiculous. Que es ridículo. And then Ed said, see? Everybody likes him. A todo el mundo le gusta. And then he looks at the other guy and he says, thanks, buddy. I owe you one. Te debo unas. También otras. Si no has apuntado nada en el programa hoy, I owe you one. Es frase hecha. It's not I owe you one. It's I owe you. I owe you one. I owe you one. Te debo una. Then Jack answers, don't worry. What are neighbors for? Otra buena estructura. ¿Para qué son los vecinos? What are neighbors for? You probably know it from the song, that's what friends are for, through good times and bad times. All right, let's see. Some more comments before we go off to, I can't believe it, our final commercial break. Born to Iron Man says, wedding and weeding. Oh, yeah. That's a big one. That's one that people always make mistakes with. Wedding, boda. Weeding, sacando la mala hierba. That's right. Oh, you don't know how many times, you don't want to do any weeding in your wedding dress. Piénsalo así. En tu vestido de boda no quieres estar sacando any gardening in general. Just not that day. All right. Yeah, good. See, I can tell. I can tell not only that Born to Iron Man is an FYI-er, but that he's retaining all the information. Great job, buddy. Daniela says, are you back for good? Well, I don't know what that means. I mean, yeah, I was on vacation for a little bit with my mom. Many of you know my mom was here, and we went to Tenerife and things like that. But yeah, I was just gone for a couple weeks. And she says, I thought the live shows were only for patrons. Everybody can listen, guys. Everybody can participate. That's all right. I don't mind. The thing is, obviously, if you like the content, well, stop by. There's more where that came from. That's all. And she goes, and I'm so glad if that's the case. Daniela, you're here with us, and I'm glad you're here with us. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. And she says, you just made my day. Well, right back at you. Te lo devuelvo. You just made my day as well, Daniela. A pleasure to have you here with us. and the rest of you too. And I hope you'll stick with us in part 4. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, my amigos. Lots of challenges still ahead. And nobody's gotten the Say What soundbite yet. All right, well, you've got one more chance. So, you know how this works. We're going to a commercial break. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 4 of today's show with no name. Time is just flying by. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's show. And I hope you are ready for more challenges, more exciting English here on Vaughn Radio. So download our free app and you can learn English everywhere you go. You can learn English in the gym. I know many people who do. Many students. And I think it's awesome, honestly. Because you're working on, I mean, you're doubling up there. Haciendo doble esfuerzo. So you're working on your body and your mind. And that can only be good for the spirit. And a shout out to those of you who have run marathons. I think I always tell you guys about Oninche, just one of the many students who has listened to this show when she was crossing the finish line. That's fucking awesome. Perdona, I had to use coarse language. Ya sabemos qué significa coarse language. Sometimes there's just no substitute. And as you know, there's just no substitute for Vaughn Radio, the one and only English radio station, where you've got English all day long. And right now it's time for Double. Sing it.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Double. Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble. Double. Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble.
That's right, amigos. I love this one. This is a really cool double trouble, and I don't remember. Oh, I know what it is. I was talking to a friend, and then I used this expression, and I said, wait. I had like an epiphany of sorts, you know? And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I've ever used this idiomatic expression on the show. So we're going to take a look at it today in our double trouble section. All right, good luck. You have to use the same word twice. That's why we call it double trouble. So here it is, amigos. No me des mucha caña. Soy guapo, atractivo. Okay, fácil de mirar would be a literal translation almost. I don't know if you say that in Spanish, so I'm kind of helping you out there. All right, so no me des mucha caña. Okay, no me des mucha guerra. Soy guapo, soy atractivo. All right, there's your double trouble. You have to use the same word twice in the double trouble section, and we'll see if you guys can figure that out. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite for the 4th time. Jot down what you hear.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before.
Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June.
Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831, or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, folks. More information at our website, grupovaughn.com. You can also give us a call, 911-385831, or stop by in person. We'd love to meet you, and you can get a free level test. All right, now, the moment of truth. Did anybody get today's double trouble? I don't think so. I'm checking over here. And going once, going twice. I don't want to give it to you, but we also have to move on. I always have that inner battle over here as your teacher is, am I going too fast? Or, am I going at the right speed? And that also depends on the day, depends on what students are in the class. So there's not like a concrete answer to that either. Depends on the section, depends on if it's something more complicated that we're looking at. But these are always, I'm always in my head, I'm always measuring that stuff. Okay, so I'll give you another 20 seconds. According to my mind clock, you've got about another 20 seconds to try it, and then I'll give you the answer. No me des mucha caña. Okay? Soy guapo, soy atractivo. No soy feo. Would be another way to say it, right? Okay, going once, going twice. All right, so, no me des mucha caña. Don't give me a lot of cane. All right, no. Well, caña, sugar cane? No? Okay, no. All right, go easy on me. You got to know this one. I'm telling you, como frase hecha, it's not go easy. It's go easy on. Go easy on me. Go easy on her. It's her first day. Go easy on us. We didn't know this one. You can say it to me many times when the challenges are really hard. You can say, hey, Alberto. It's a perfect thing to say to your teacher. Go easy on me. It's early. I have a class in the mornings sometimes, pretty early. And the first thing my student says, y siempre que me lo diga en inglés, le hago un poco de caso. Un poco, eh? And she says, Alberto, go easy on me. It's early. So go easy on me. Es no me des mucha caña. So you're being too hard on me. Okay? But the expression would be more common to say, en vez de no me des mucha caña, sé fácil, sé sencillo, no me compliques, no? So go easy on me. And anybody want to try that second part? I'm easy on the eye. If somebody is easy on the eye, es fácil de mirar. No te cuesta nada mirarle. I just think it's the reason I said I love this idiomatic expression, it's just kind of funny. It's like, es fácil. El ojo no se tiene que complicar mucho para mirarlo, ¿no? Como le da gusto al ojo. No, it's easy. She's easy on the eye. It's a way of saying, podría mirarla todo el día. Está buena, está guapa, es atractiva. To be easy on the eye. Que no le des mucha caña al ojo. Que le das. All right, so the translation for today's double trouble, no me des mucha caña. Soy guapo barra atractivo. Go easy on me. I'm easy on the eye. And that is your double trouble. Folks, it's time for your joking.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. All right, amigos. All right, here we go with some jokes. We'll see if you get today's jokes. If you get them, you can explain them. If not, I'll do so afterwards. All right.
So why did the pig dump her boyfriend? You can say break up with, o más fácil dump, pero no usa preposición. So why did the pig break up with her boyfriend? Now, I know what you're thinking. This could be a creative answer over here. Because remember, yesterday we looked at the word hog, acaparar, monopolizar. So maybe because he hogged the sheets. Me gusta, eh? No es la respuesta, pero me gusta. Why did the pig dump her boyfriend? Because he was always hogging the sheets. I love it. That's a great one, but it's not the answer. Let's see if anybody gets this answer that I've got here. Why did the pig break up with or dump her boyfriend? Because he was a real bore. No. Sorry. It's so good. It's so bad. It's good, I should say. So why did the pig, the sow, right? A female pig. Why did she dump her boyfriend? Because he was a real bore. All right, I guess you know the word bore, B-O-R-E, because aburrimiento, right? Boring, right? This is boring. Es un aburrimiento. This is a bore, right? And to bore es el verbo. You bore me. Me aburres, right? B-O-R-E. You bore me, man. This is a bore. Thank God this English class is not a bore. But also bore, B-O-A-R, is a pig. So we said hog, pig, and boar. Now, boar is a special kind of pig, though. And you say jabalí, a boar. A boar or a wild boar. Un cerdo macho, because her husband was a real boar. All right. Here's one. What do you call a cow with no legs? What do you call a cow with no legs? Easy. You call them ground beef. Ground beef? No. Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to make some burgers for lunch. No? A cow with no legs. Ground beef. Well, beef is from a cow. The meat we get from a cow. Vacuno, I think you say. And ground is to grind something up. It's ground. You say carne picada, right? Ground beef is the kind you buy if you're going to make a burger, right? You buy ground beef. So you get it ground. También es tierra, suelo. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Hey, if you guys have some beef with my jokes, you let me know. Beef broncas. All right. This last one is absolutely brilliant. And I don't write these jokes. Well, the first one, because he was hogging the sheet seat, but these I don't write, but I think this is awesome. Let's see if you guys get this last one. What did the mama cow say to the calf? And calf, there's a great word for you. A calf is a baby cow, but also calf is your gemelo, right? And your leg. So calf. Y el plural es calves. La F se convierte a V y añadimos ES. So what did the mama cow, the heifer is a female cow. Oh, learning a lot about animals today. Old Alonzo had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo-moo here and an oink-oink there. Here a moo, there an oink, everywhere an oink-oink. Old Alonzo had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, yeah! Sorry, I really got into it. So what did the heifer, the mama cow, say to the calf? It's past your bedtime. No? It's past your bedtime? I'm sorry. I think it's great. So a pasture is an area with a lot of grass where cows eat, right? Pastura. It says here pastura, pastar, pastizal, okay? Sacar a pastar. Si le dejamos a... So, you get it? It's... It's past your bedtime. Well, when a mother... How many times your parents say this line? Alberto, go to bed. It's past your bedtime. Past your bedtime. Okay? Ha pasado la hora de dormir. It's past your bedtime. Go to sleep. But pasture, se dicen iguales casi. It's past your bedtime. Se dice igual que pastar, que pastos, pastizal. So you get it now? It's past your bedtime. All right, folks, it's time for famous birthday trivia. Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. That's right, folks. Welcome to Famous Birthdays here on the show with no name. And let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. This first person is unforgettable. And it's a woman. It's not the dad. It's the daughter. Okay. Bueno, por si ibas a decir el padre. Okay. And she was an American singer, songwriter, and actress. Her father was the famous jazz singer and pianist. I won't say his name, but it's got a king in there. He was royalty. Let's put it that way. He was royalty. This woman rose to prominence in the 1970s with the release of her debut, Inseparable. Le encanta la terminación ible. Unforgettable, inseparable. Hombre, de ahí podemos practicar a pronunciar la terminación ible. No es able, es a bull, un toro. Talking a lot about animals today, huh? Unforgettable. A bull. Practica, coge una lista de hables y ibles y practica a bull. Responsible, respectable, delectable, inseparable, unforgettable. ¿Qué tienen en común? A bull, un toro. All right. So her first big hit was This Will Be an Everlasting Love, un amor que dura para siempre. And this led her to receiving the Grammy Award for Best New Artist. She also became the first African-American recipient, as well as the first R&B artist to win that award. She also had the single Sophisticated Lady, I've Got Love on My Mind, Our Love, and so many others. I remember her duet with Bruce Springsteen. Pink Cadillac, moving down the street, moving on the train on a Saturday night, moving on the street. Gotta love this woman's voice. And, well, she comes from royalty. I think everybody knows who that is. Number 2, this guy's got the funniest stage name in the world. Now, his real name is Elmore Reuel, I never heard that one, Torn Jr., Roto, rascado, right? Rascado, is that what you're saying? Or rasguñado? I don't know. Ese sonido. Lo que hacemos es romper, pero tela o papel. Okay? So his name is Rompe, this actor. Yeah, very famous actor. He was in the Men in Black franchise, but he's been in, well, movies for decades and decades. He was also in Summer Rental. Does that ring a bell? Sure it does. What's today's name, that movie? So I mentioned his name before. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, probably one of the most popular American presidents ever. His popularity rating is pretty high because, in general, the country was doing pretty well with him at the helm. Now, again, there are so many factors. It's how it was left for you, what you have to do, right? There are many, many factors. But this guy started out as an actor. And I guess that's why he was very likable, carismático, que cae bien. He was very likable. I remember him. In fact, he's the first president, American president I remember from my lifetime. When I was born, Jimmy Carter was the president, or was it Gerald Ford? See, I don't know. I'm talking about since I can remember. So for me, this was my first president. And he was an interesting character. He was an advocate, un defensor, for the war on drugs with his wife, Nancy. And if you don't know who it is now, I don't think you'll ever know who it is. All right, well, today's famous birthdays are, let's give it up for our birthday boys and girls. Number 1, Natalie Cole. Number 2, Rip Torn. I'll never get over that name, Rip Torn. And last but not least, Ronald Reagan. No es Reagan, we say Ray, como rayo. Ronald Reagan. All right, let's take a look at Ronald Reagan here in our Say What soundbite. I don't think anybody got it, but even just by listening to the Say What soundbite, guys, you will improve your listening, especially because we hear all kinds of different accents in all different situations here. All right, so he says, if we look to the answer as to why for so many years we've achieved so much, prospered, prosperar, same thing, as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleash the energy, unleash, desatar, the energy, an individual genius of man, of humankind, to a greater extent that has ever been done before. So it sounds like a lot of rhetoric, but it's the kind of rhetoric people like, though. Here he is, Ronald Reagan.
If we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the Show with No Name. And great job, Show with No Namers. Excellent job today. Keep up the great work. Tomorrow we'll be back with another show, and my daughter will be on board for our Learn with Lara section. Also, I'd love to urge you to participate in the question of the week. Just think about it. If you're forced, obligado, to express yourself in English once a week, and you can even get feedback from your teacher, I would jump on that opportunity if I were you. And because that's the number one complaint I hear, folks. I don't get a chance to use my English that I'm learning. Okay, you got it. Now use it and send us a voice message before this Friday. And this song is Natalie Cole, birthday girl Natalie Cole, and the song is her first hit ever. This will be, será, mira, ahí podemos practicar el futuro. This will be an everlasting love, un amor para siempre, a classic love song. And she says, this will be an everlasting love. This will be the one I've waited for. This will be, hombre, si no sabes el futuro después de esto, si no sabes emplear el futuro en inglés, you'll never learn it. This will be the first time anyone has loved me. I'm so glad Estoy tan contenta. I'm so glad he found me in time. Que me encontró a tiempo. And I'm so glad that he rectified my mind. This will be an everlasting love for me. Whoa, oh, oh. All right, amigos. Thanks for the good vibes. And stay tuned for more good vibes with Ximena Holiday and test your English. Ciao for now.